All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and hope everybody's having a very good Monday. Had a good weekend. I know this is a short week, and we're going into a little bit of a holiday break, so we only have 3 days. I'm not gonna dump a whole lot of new work on you. I kind of want to just take an opportunity to kind of go over some of the things that we have done already. I realized that the burn and dodge tool assignment, applying a burn and dodge to your character, has been a little bit challenging. I know only about half the class has submitted it so far, um, and half of the people who have submitted it, only half have done it correctly. And I realize that it is a complicated tool to master, and we do have a lot of layers, and we're doing something that is a little bit challenging. So, what I've decided is the assignment that is called applying a burn and dodge to your characters. I will be counting that as extra credit. Anybody who does it and does it correctly and submits it will get extra credit. I'm no longer going to hold that against everybody because I realize some of you are really having a tough time doing it, or you either didn't watch my other tutorial video on how to deal with different colors, which again, we're distance learning, we're remote, I feel like you guys should be able to follow it, but I do understand that it's a little bit difficult. So, this assignment with the shading on it, with burning and dodging, if you did it, you're going to get extra credit. If you still want to do it, you can do it. As long as it's correct, you'll get extra credit. And if you were either struggling, you submitted it, it wasn't good, or you really have a terrible time with the shading, just you don't have to worry about it. If you don't submit it, it won't be held against you. On the other hand, though, the assignment with the shaded three spheres, so we have the one that we did in the center and we have the one that we did on the end, this does count, this will count. And what I do ask is for the small few of you that have not submitted this yet, please do it these 3 days. Get it done before the Thanksgiving break. I think those of you who have done it correctly have already received it back from me. If you had trouble with this last circle, please go back to those videos and watch the videos. This assignment will count. The shading your original character assignment, applying a burn and dodge to your character, will not count. It will just be extra credit. So if you haven't done this, or you're struggling to do this, or whatever, you don't have to worry about it. If you did do it, or you're almost done with it and you want to submit it, please do. I will absolutely give you extra credit on it. As for what we're doing right now, is we're going to transition over to just showing me that we can sort of master some of the other skills that we're working on. So what I want to do is I want to get you guys working on that arch nemesis, coloring in that arch nemesis. Again, this was not an official assignment. This was something that I did tell people they could start working on before we started the new stuff. So we are going to color these guys. What I will do right now is just do a quick tutorial again. Again, when you open up this picture, the photograph you took of your drawing, you should see it as the background layer. And this is something that people have not quite mastered in all of their drawings. I know some people have struggled with this. We never want to color or paint on this background layer. We want to make sure that it's locked. And you'll see that little lock on mine. Now, if you don't have the lock on yours, you can see there's another lock up here. And when you click it, and unclick it, you can see you can lock it and unlock it. Please make sure your background's locked. The next thing we're going to do is create a new layer. That is down, if you can see where my mouse is, that's down here. It is the rectangle that has a little triangle up there. We're going to create that new layer. All right, now that I have that new layer, I want to start painting on that layer. In this case, I'm going to rename the layer. I'm going to name that layer pants. I'll start with this pants. All right. Renamed it pants. I renamed it by double clicking on the word itself. If you double click over here, you're going to get the layer style window. Forget about that. We want to click right on the word itself, and that way you can edit the word. Now I'm going to go grab my brush tool. This is all should be review for you. I've got my brush tool selected. I can resize my brush tool up here. These are all things that most of you are doing quite well. again, it's just a little refresher since we haven't been working on this part in a little while. I'll just kind of decide to get my size that I like. I'm going to go choose the color. In this case, I'm going to give this guy some dark blue jeans, and I'm going to start painting. Now you can see I started clicking and it says select the layer first. Why did that happen? Because for whatever reason I'm not selected on the pants layer. I'll click on that, and now I'll come in and I'll start painting. Control plus and minus zooms in, zooms out. You can see I'm painting right on that layer. Now you realize that I can't see my lines through. That's, I have one more step to do to make this work officially, and that is to go to my layer itself, the pants layer, not the background, the pants layer, and where it says normal, I'm going to change normal to multiply. And when I do that, you can see I can see right through it. All right, so we're going to paint this, our villain. We're going to do that for, officially here for credit. I know some of you have done this already. I'm going to make this an official assignment for the for this marking period and post it now. This is what I'm going to leave us with this week, since it is a shortened week. I want to give you the opportunity to sort of catch up a little bit. And for those of you who are just a little lagging behind, or you were struggling with any one part of the other part of the assignments, please, again, for the circle assignment, the spheres, please go back to my tutorial videos, watch them, and let's try to get that one completed. If you're having real trouble with it, please send me a message in the chat. I know some of you have. I think for those of you who did send me messages, we did figure out the issues that were preventing you guys from finishing. For the most part, I know some of you had technical issues with the computers themselves. But for those of you who are out there and like, you know, you're working on this, or you have, you know, no idea if it's working right or not, please send the message. Even a few other students have been able to assist students by answering their questions. So all of that is what I'd like you to do. And then what I would like you to do for the rest of this week is to color your villain. If you are somebody who understands the burning and the dodging elements, feel free to use the burn and dodge on this. Again, if I see you using it and using it correctly, I absolutely will give out extra credit on it. For those of you who are absolutely fed up with burning and dodging, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Again, I'm going to finish up the jeans right over here, and then I'm going to switch over to my eraser tool. And my eraser tool, once again, I can adjust the size of that eraser tool. And for all the spaces that I kind of went over the line or didn't do it quite perfectly, I can use my eraser tool to sort of clean those things up. And this should all be review. None of this is new information for you guys. This is really just going over things that we've been able to do in the past. Now, once you've done coloring one particular layer, in this case the pants, we want to go ahead and create a new layer. Okay, and this new layer I'm going to just call the skin for this particular character, since that's what I want to paint next. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go grab a new color for the skin. Let's see, what do I want to make? We'll kind of make them a sickly kind of, maybe like a pale, you know what, maybe like a pale orange. This kind of feels, I don't know. We'll go back to my purple. Okay. I got my purple color, that's the skin color I'm going to use over here. Once again, I'll switch up to my brush. I'm going to go and start painting. Remember, I'm painting on this layer called skin. It's solid right now because I have to go back to that layer and switch from normal to multiply. Multiply just makes it sort of see-through. So, oops. What I'm going to continue to do is paint my character. All right, and I could spend quite some time doing the details and everything else over here. I'm not going to go ahead and do that for this video. All I'm going to do is just paint just a little bit more. Now again, when you're done painting the villain, we can go ahead and take a screenshot. And again, that's Control Shift and S. And once again, this is something that some people are just not doing. When you take the screenshot, make sure you include your layers window. I pretty much want to see the layers window on everything that you submit, so that way I know what you're doing right and wrong. And for those of you with real questions, if you send it to me without the layers window, it's hard for me to know what to tell you to fix. If I see the layers window, most of the time I know what the answer is. So that'll be that. I want you guys to work on coloring in your villain. I want you guys to consider the shading your character at it now. And I want anybody who hasn't finished your sphere project, the shading the 3 circles, to please finish that before the Thanksgiving break. With that, that'll be it for videos for this week. I hope you guys have a very good week, a short week, and I really do hope you guys enjoy the holiday break. All right. Bye.